Live.
All right. All right. Welcome back. Still enjoying the autumn weather. We have our coats this time. It was almost a year ago Zach and I came here. I don't remember what book we were talking about, but we returned. It's my turn to present.
The Talapu. That's what we talked about here. Yeah.
You're right. Wow.
1 year ago.
I wish I could do that again.
That's the memory trick that I learned. That's what I'm talking about. That's why I can remember Talapu from almost 1 year ago, about 12 months ago. But anyways, books and beers. If we're not reading, we're smoking.
Yeah, you know what we're talking about. Hey, cheers, Zach.
Todd, what are you drinking tonight?
I was going to ask you the same thing. We do this every time, but it's very important. Hey, I'm drinking Cass. What is it, good? That's a dumb question.
Cass is. Just playing. No offense to the OB Brew Company.
I love drinking it. And hey, what's in the mug?
I got the Pilsner Urquell from Czech Republic. So, it's good. It's good. Korean beer. But I can't get something by Budweiser as well, or Anheuser-Busch. Mm-hmm. But anyways, that's not what we're talking about here. It's not a beer show. We're just drinking beer and we're talking about books. That's what we do. Tonight we're talking about the 4-Hour Work Week by Mr. TimFerriss. And we covered some of TimFerriss's books already. Tools of Titans.
I loved reading it.
Which is on Reddit based on my recommendation or my talking about it. So TimFerriss is we enjoy him. So Tom, 4-Hour Work Week. Why should I read it?
So, I mean, I actually want to talk about this because this book is all about setting up so you never, you have to work as little as possible. You can enjoy your life.
Maybe 4 hours?
You will answer emails for 4 hours a week and then everything will be taken care of. But I don't think that should be your goal to vacation for the rest of your life. I think that's a way how you'll kind of spoil yourself.
Sounds like a one-way ticket to alcoholism.
Yeah. I deserve a cheers. But hey, cheers.
So it's not about vacation.
Now, there are things like mini retirements. I mean, TimFerriss is really good at marketing, and he has lots of great chapters and phrases that discuss why you should be interested in the book. But I want to talk about why I think this gives you so many opportunities just to lighten your load. You should have a lot of ideas, good and bad, that you deserve to exercise. You need to maximize your time. Take some pieces from this book just to get another 30 minutes in your day. Maybe that can be just going for a jog. But this book gives you the tools to free up your schedule, lighten the load, and hopefully be more productive, love your life even more.
Right. So what are some of these practical tools that Tim talks about in the book?
Okay. So I guess I want to talk about my two favorites. The first is the digital assistant, where there are, of course, for example, India, there are companies that they will give you an online assistant. You can communicate with them, and you need to give clear directions to them. TimFerriss went on an entire chapter on how he got himself in trouble because he didn't give clear directions. But if you want to do anything in your life, you got to learn this. It's not the assistant's fault. You got to learn to communicate. So get a personal assistant. They can write emails for you. They can make phone calls. They can make reservations. And you just, hey, can you take care of this for me? And they'll do it. They can start doing your job for you. Your busy paperwork.
What about people that don't need to schedule things or something like that? That sounds like kind of a high level thing. I think that they need some scheduling done for them, or they need that type of assistant. What about kind of office workers, things like that? Could they automate some of their work out?
So
or is it just for entrepreneurs?
Definitely not. I mean, where he talks about where he uses personal assistant to start doing his office work, responding to basic emails, for example, whenever it was something that involved a carbon copy with everyone's name, his assistant would look at it first and then inform him, you should look at this one, or just say, yes, he'll be at the meeting. So that just saved him up, what? A couple of minutes of his day.
Yeah, I guess many people, they spend hours going through emails every day.
So it's one of those things you can use the opportunity, you can use that, figure out ways so that person can start doing bits of your job for you, so you can focus on maybe doing better work to get that promotion, impressing your boss, really giving it your all, your next presentation. The other thing that he talks about, which I really love, is he just says that figure out ways how you can take work in other places, where if you want to work at home, find out ways that you can shorten your time in the office and just prove to your boss that you're productive. And he gives suggestions. You can't say, there's no way that my boss will agree with this, and I would say a lot of bosses won't. But once again, bosses love great workers that make their life easier. If you do that, you have some negotiation room. I mean, you can't negotiate your salary. Why don't you say, well, what if I do this one thing at home? So he gives lots of advice on, just ways how to kind of focus on what's most important. Get the busy work you don't need to do. Get someone else doing it, and focus on better opportunities. Yeah.
In the book, he talks about like the new rich.
Yeah.
Quite often. So what is the new rich?
Okay. So really, I don't think he coined it, but a really good term. But the new rich are pretty much people, because traditionally, not traditionally. Traditionally, rich had all the leisure time. They were like authors and like scientists. But like during the Industrial Revolution, the rich were workaholics, constantly slaving. And that was like a sign of the rich. But he says that like it's different now, where you should be able to like do as little as possible, trust your staff. Your staff is very capable, and they like when you say, I have confidence in you, because that means that they're a great person. They're able to do the job. And just like let it go and enjoy your life. Pursue what you want. So it's just, he talks a lot about just like, the new rich should like put the responsibility on someone else who would like the fact that you trust them, and like just take off, enjoy what you do, work 4 hours a week. I still say don't do that, but it's pretty cool.
To each their own. So like 4 hours a week, that's not a lot of work.
No,
like actual work. So what does Tim suggest you do with your time?
Okay. There's one chapter, it's very, very famous from the book, but it's called Fill the Void. And after he had been traveling for, I think, like 3 years, he did all these amazing things. Eventually, he was in a foreign country, and he was miserable. He was so miserable, and he couldn't figure out why. But the chapter talks about, he doesn't say it this way, but humans are beasts of burden. We need to be working towards something. It's deep in our biology. We have to be toiling. We're not made for retirement. Everyone knows that.
The golden years aren't so golden.
Yeah. And so it's a big thing. He says you can't just let everything go. He goes, instead of just saying I'm going to travel the world, I'm going to learn golf, figure out the exact ways that will make that you can be productive and will give you meaning in your life. You have an income, figure out how to put your efforts into things that will make you love every possible day you can and make the world a better place. I mean, very powerful chapter, and there are many testimonies that from reviews and stuff of people who became new rich and then fell into the void too. It's inevitable. You got to keep working, and that's why I say like 4-hour work week. You don't want that, but you want to maximize your time to be able to focus on what is best for you.
Yeah, maybe escape the drudgery.
Yeah,
expand your mind and kind of. Getting tongue-tied here.
It's all right. It's the
talking
beer.
About it. It must be the beer.
And it's cold.
Yeah. Focus on learning. That's what I mean. Yeah. Be productive. For that. That was a good way to end it. Anything else that you wanted to add?
No. I mean that's it. It's a really good book. I feel like recently there might be some criticism. I'm adding something. Sorry. Some people might go, 4-hour work week. That's overrated. He's done better work, but it's worth it.
They've had a bit too many beers and not enough books tonight.
But hey, Zach,
Tom, enjoy the new rich. They say time is money, but no, time is more valuable than money. That's the new rich. So the 4-hour work week.
Hey, cheers.
This is Books and Beer.
Woo.